So, gentlemen, how serious do we think Manchester United's stumble was this evening?
Disappointing due to the fact of they were in command first half. They should have really... the game should have been out of sight first half, but it didn't. And then, you know, then Bal got into the game. They looked to threat second half, grew into it. I wouldn't say deservedly got their winner, but if there was one team looking to score later on in the game, it looked like it was going to be it was going to be Bal. And they did, which is very disappointing due to the fact that Manchester United were totally in command first half. In
a way, though, can you understand, watching that performance, if Manchester United feel they're in control, they're not particularly going to press Bal and go after them to get the goal, because they know a point would have been good enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, they're in a commanding position in the group already, and you go there, and obviously Mourinho made changes today to the starting lineup, and sometimes that can take the momentum out of your form. In saying that, I think they're in a commanding position, and it's a stumble for me. It's not a disaster, the fact they lost the game, but in fact the size of the club that Manchester United is, it can be seen that way sometimes, but I think in the bigger picture, they're still going to get through the group and into the last stages.
But also, sorry, it was game time for Pogba again, back from injury. It was you know, it was good to get Zlatan Ibrahimovic back. So they're two pluses, because it is game time for them. And, you know, look, I see him going through. I see him going through at top of the group. But yeah, a little bit disappointed. But in the overall picture, the overall scheme of things for Manchester United, it's not the end of the world. Will
there be big disappointment that they haven't ticked the box, got the job done, and then put that away mentally around early?
I think there always is. When you're at a club the size of Manchester United, you have high standards that are set, and any time you don't reach those standards, then questions will be asked. I think overall, though, if you look at the whole season as a bigger picture, you'll look back at that game and think, OK, we got that out of the way, we've still got a home game to get a point from, to get through to latter stages. There's not even just to get through, but to be top of the group, which I think is a massive thing in this competition, because you don't want to be getting the likes of your Barcelonas, your top Juventus, even your top teams in the next round. So they're still in a great position, and I think they can go a long way this year.
In a lot of ways, does the scoreline not tell the whole story tonight?
Look, Manchester United should have won this game comfortably. Had enough chances first half, were dominant enough to be at least a good couple of goals up. But it wasn't the case in the Champions League. If you don't take your chances, the quality of the opposition will punish you in the end. And unfortunately it did. But like I just said then, I see Manchester United finishing top of the group. But it's just with Mourinho, Manchester United, it's not a habit they want losing games. It's not a habit they're used to. So that would be the biggest disappointment.
Do you think they might take it out on Brighton at the weekend?
I hope not. we'll be getting ready for them tomorrow in training. But, you know, it's like I said, they're a huge club, and in terms of ambition, as a Manchester United player, you don't want to lose games at any point of the season. And hopefully they take it a little bit easier on us on Saturday.
Are you saying that with more hope than expectation?
We've done well. We've done well ourselves. We've got to give ourselves credit for our start to the season. Yeah, and in any game. In any game, you want to do well. And if I play, I want to do the best I can and get the better of whoever I'm marking. And as a team, we'll go there. And we've got a cushion where we can go and enjoy it. But the only way you enjoy is to go and give a good performance and hopefully get something.
I know we're talking about the Champions League, but given that you're here with us, for a club like Brighton, is it patronising to say to you that it's a free hit going to Old Trafford?
I think so. I think it is. As professionals, when I was a little boy, I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to play on a stage of Old Trafford or Anfield at the top grounds, but I didn't want to just go there and get beaten, go home and collect a shirt at the end of the game and say, I've just played there. You want to go there and win. You want to go and show that you're good enough to play on that stage, and that's the kind of mentality that you need at this level. You can't be...
But would you accept... I mean, you'll only have to look at the bookmakers' odds, and you're entitled to say we don't care about that.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's no pressure on you.
But as professionals, maybe Craig thinks differently. Craig's played at massive clubs. As a professional, you put pressure on yourselves to go and perform. And I think if you don't have that drive and that ambition to want to get to the top, then you won't get there. And we'll go to Old Trafford on Saturday, and we won't read what the bookmakers say or what the people in the newspapers are writing. We'll go and give it our best shot, and hopefully it's good enough on the day.
OK, well, we wish you well with that. Back to the Champions League. Chelsea, cruise control.
Yeah, they're going well at the moment. Hazard's back. And in form makes a big difference due to, you know, look, he had a tough start of the season, getting injured with Belgium, coming back and he wasn't fit. Chelsea didn't look the same when he wasn't playing. Now he's back and he's playing very well at this present moment. And, you know, as you can see in Chelsea's results, They've had a big turn, and they look good as well. They look like the team like they were last year, and a good convincing win.
Can't ask for any more than that, can you?
You can't away from home. We've just spoken about Manchester United going to Basel. And away from home, travelling, it's a very difficult thing to do in the Champions League. And it's great to see all 4 of our clubs at the moment looking in commanding positions to go through. And hopefully they reach the latter stage of competition, because it's great for our league. And I can see all 4 of those clubs doing well later on in the year.
Well, hopefully Liverpool will get there as well.
Hopefully.
And if we got all 5 through, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. But they're all in good positions to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 through, 3 through. So it's...
Look, there's still work to be done, especially with Liverpool as well. It should have been over last night, but it isn't. No, they've got a home game at Anfield, and I fully expect them to go through.
One of your former clubs, Celtic.
Yep.
Not a good night.
It was always going to be a tough night. You go to PSG, who are one of the top clubs. You know, if you look at the Champions League of possible teams who are looking to win it. Look, I always go to Spanish clubs. You know, your Real Madrid, Barcelona's, because of obviously tradition, especially in the last 6-7 years. Those clubs have been very dominant in the Champions League. I don't believe that at the strength they have been over the last few years, those 2 clubs. So great, gives the Premier League a good chance of winning it. But if you take the Premier League and then maybe those 2 clubs out of it, PSG's your team.
Definitely. I think the landscape's changing. I think PSG are in a great position at the moment. You look at the form of even Bayern Munich, just changed with Ancelotti leaving the club. The fact that Real Madrid aren't in the form they were last year. Barcelona in a kind of transition period after Neymar leaving. I think the landscape is wide open, not only for PSG, but for the way Manchester City are performing at the start of this season. I think they're in a fantastic position to maybe achieve something special this year.
Yeah, but it was just, you know, like I said, very difficult for Celtic on a night. But to lose 7-1, you know,
but they didn't expect to beat PSG home or away,
no,
did
of course
they?
not. Of course
they were aiming for Europa League, weren't they?
Well, with Bayern Munich in your group as well.
Exactly.
You've got to be aiming for Europa League, and they look on course for that. But it was just, you don't want to get, you know, like
no, you don't want to see 7 against your name, do you?
Yeah, and for confidence, you look. They won't be happy with our Celtic. You listen, and of course they're realistic as well. They knew it was going to be a tough game, but 7-1 is not the result you would really have wanted.